Well, hello, man cavers. What are we doing today? Well, you'll be pleased to know no more on the Crossley for a bit. I can't keep bombarding you with Crossley videos. You'll get tired of it. But we are close with this old girl, but I can't crank her quick enough to get a spark. We got a spark with a mag off the bench, but I can't quite turn it quick enough to get a spark. So I've got to do some mag work, and then she is really ready to start. So we're going to do another little benchtop thing. I think you did briefly see this once before. A little moped engine, bicycle engine, beg your pardon. Yeah, you'll see what sort of state it's in, but we're going to get it on the bench and see what we're going to work with. I must be mad for doing this, I don't know. I just wanted to save it. So, back by popular demand, let's roll the credits and let's get on with this. That is cold today. Well, here we go, guys. Yep, I must be mad. Georgie, mate, come down the other, earlier on, middle of last year, with a bin full of scrap. This old tin was lying in the bottom, and I thought that looked like, let's picture an engine in there. So, we have, the conrod is partially seized on the crank, the piston won't move at all on the little end. So, I must be absolutely nuts. We have looks like we have a crankcase piston. I assume we've got a crank piece that goes on here. I think this engine's pretty much all here. We have a head cylinder and carb. What am I on about? That goes this side, doesn't it? We have a head and a carb, which comes somewhere here. Oh, I don't want to jam that back in. Everything's rather funky. There's a little decompressor on there, look. There's a carburetor with the handle grip. This looks like a manifold and an exhaust, so that manifold will go on there. This bit goes on there, I believe. A flywheel that goes on here. And in the bottom here is an assortment of, nuts, bolts. That's a metal stamp. Another manifold there. I think that's the one the carb goes on. And there's all the odds and sods. Some of these bits obviously don't go with this engine, but I'm hoping all the nuts and bolts in here are for that. Right, this is not going to be a one-piece video. I think we're really putting this lot away and back in its basket. I think what we ought to start with is cleaning up this crankcase. And can we actually get all this stuff freed off in here? I mean, can we actually do it? I do not know. Well, I'm going to get this HT lead out of the way, which looks like 2 screws. And, we'll see what happens. Oh, that's good. These little screws are coming out, guys. And somebody did mention my poor hand the other day. They noticed my poor hand and went, "What have you done to your hand here?" Well, I'd like to tell you it's a burn. I burnt the damn thing. And I'd like to tell you that I was working on some high-angled V8 and accidentally touched the exhaust manifold. Or I had the Crossley running and touched the exhaust manifold. But I'm afraid I can't tell you anything quite as badass as that. It was very simply a case of, I had my 13-year-old daughter over, and she said, "Dad, can we make pancakes?" I said, "Yep." And as I was tossing the pancake, I splashed some oil on the back of my hand. Simple as that. Right, so once you've got over that thoroughly impressive tale of woe, we can start by just seeing, is everything here in these points? Well, the points are there, the condenser is there, the coil is there. It looks like the complete ignition is there, to be honest. But I think we ought to give everything here a good clean, because, yeah, everything's a little bit manky. Does this crank actually push out of here? I'm guessing this crank should push out of this casing on a bearing. I don't want to break anything though. There's 2 screws been taken out of here. Right, I don't know. I wonder if that taps off. I honestly couldn't tell you. I wonder if now these are off, which holds this to there. I wonder if this faceplate will actually tap off. Right, I've got some gloves on, so let's have a look. That's coming, guys. There you go. There we go. Excellent. So it don't look like I'm going to have to take this crank out of here now. I can clean all this up without. But there are other things. Oh, that piston is seized on that little end. There are other things we need to do. There's no rings in there. And I think in the bottom of that tray I saw signs of broken rings. So, yeah. Right. What are we going to do with this? I think we need to start by having a basic clean-up of all this rust. And try and just clean these shafts up. Right, here we go, guys. I think what we can do is we can put some lube all around this and a bit of wire wool and see how well these shafts clean up. We've got to start somewhere, haven't we? Right, yeah, we have to start somewhere, guys. So I'm thinking this is as good a place as any to start. Just showing all these machine surfaces up. Tell you what I'm going to do. Squirt a little bit of WD all in this piston. All in this little end. Just give that a couple of minutes to hopefully come back around. I reckon with a little bit of heat from the MAF gas, this will all come back again. Or we hope it will anyhow. Right, we've got the medium dirty rag. Not the cleanest dirty rag, oh no. The medium dirty rag. Well, there's a little bit rot on this end, but what actually matters, the mating surfaces, I would say they're quite good. There we are. Right, let's see if we can get, there's a flat on there, so I'll get that flat in the vise gently just to hold the engine. There we go. And we'll see, right, if we can get this big end freed off. So I think some pesky oil. I know you guys crib me for using WD-40, but I love the stuff. I know it's not a long-term lubricant. Look at that, straight away. And it feels good. Look at that, that's all I wanted, guys. A little bit of WD and a wiggle. and that is turning 360 degrees. Look at that. I ain't quite got this up and up in the voice, guys. There we are. There we are. Right. That is slightly rusty. So we're going to get some brake and clutch cleaner on this and rinse all this stuff out. All that WD I just put in there. We'll rinse all of that out. I need my chemical bath. Right, I have my chemical disposal plant, which is a good old ice cream tub. We're just going to flush all this out with some brake cleaner, and then we can get some fresh oil and stuff put back on this. But first of all, I want to clean this side shaft up. There we go. So we can put a bit of my magic WD on there, which is brilliant for cleaning. There we go. We want to just clean all this out. You know, this is all coming off here ever so easy. This is seriously surface rust. Now, when I got this, like I said, off Georgie, this tub, what all this engine was in, was full of water. Where it had sat outside for God knows how long, and this whole thing had filled up with water. Right, while we're here, let's just clean the old piston a bit. Just get the crud off that piston with some wire wool. I'm not sure if this engine will ever run again, but I thought it's worth a try. Oh, that is seized in that little end. Right, let's introduce some heat onto this piston, and I'm going to see if we can just get that piston freed up on that little end. If this come out of here, I don't really want to get involved with pressing this bearing out, because you're going to break everything. And you know me, I like to get stuff running with what's there. You know, the whole idea of this channel is, can we get an engine running with what's there? Yes, I'm going to have to buy rings for this, but they're missing. That's unavoidable. I say that we clearly won't be getting this running today. Alright. That conrod is just a flat piece of steel, which is good. So we can actually take this conrod, and try and get this piston free. Alright, I think we need to fire up the gas and see if that piston will come free. There we go. So we'll just put some gentle heat on this piston, guys, and see if that'll come back around. I like how the flame is going right through the gudgeon pin, so there is stuff burning inside this piston like there's crap all in there. So I think we'll heat this and then we'll blow all that out. Oh, I think we can we can get this blown out now. Let's put my little compressor on. Right. There we go, little compressor's on. There we are. Oh, she's warm, boys. She's warm. There we go. All right, let's put a bit of WD in there. Oh yeah, we're getting some smoke. Obviously, being a piston, we can't go putting voice grips or nothing on there, so I think we might have to just soak this for a bit. Oh, and see if it comes free. So, 20 odd minutes so later, turned this a couple of times, give it a bit of heat, give it a bit of WD-40. We're going to see if we can get this piston to move. So let's... Oh, she's tight. Hang on, I got some wiggle. There we go, we got some wiggle. There we are. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Is she hot? She's warm. But look at that, our piston has come free. Oh, she's a bit warm. Right, I think what we can be doing now... Oh, look at that, that's really good. That piston actually looks remarkably good. I don't see a lot of pitting or scoring in here. Yeah, you know, with some new rings, she might come back around. But I think for now, we'll leave this piece alone. And we'll have a look at the cylinder. Right, see what we can do with our cylinder. Right, here's our cylinder, guys. There we are. Right, we have one head stud. Have we got the other two? I'm just looking in my tin. It seems like I got one more head stud. There's one missing. Have we got a bolt what will fit in there? We do. These bolts are the same thread. So what I might end up doing when we put this back together is when I go to KL nut and bolt, I'll just get some bolts to hold the head on, because you're not going to buy studs. You know, you're not going to buy studs. We will keep these, but I think we're going to use studs. That cylinder is covered in surface rust, but I don't think there's any pitting. All right, let me see if I got a small cylinder honer. Where would that be? All right, guys, I thought I had a small cylinder honer, but the only one I got is one I done the Crossley with, way too big. So I'm going to use my piece of paper on a metal rod. Get him in, and then that'll all expand up and hopefully clean that all out. If my drill was fully charged, which it isn't. So, battery was flat, so I'll put it in the damned electric. That'll do. And I think I'm going to put the piston this way. We're going to squirt some WD in that bore. just to get everything nicely lubed. And then we can stick our shaft in the bore. And let's go. Oh yeah. He's coming back around. Look at that. Oh yeah. You gotta remember, guys, this isn't a Cosworth, you know. There we go. So this isn't a Cosworth, guys. She's not an AMG. You know, she's a Raleigh, you know. So it ain't as if we're gonna have perfect tolerances to get 300 horsepower. We're just looking for good enough to run and give you 3 horsepower. Oh, I think you guys are going to be impressed with this. Look at that. Jesus Christ. Oh my word. Look how good that's come. With my bit of hillbilly machining. I don't know whether you can see in there. But this cylinder actually looks very, very good. Right. So I think what we've got to do is we've now got to get this head in the milling machine and just mill that surface. Right, let me get the mill set up and we'll mill this head off, or mill this cylinder off, and then we'll mill that head face off. So here we go, we've got the milling machine set up. A good old piece of marble which my mate John gave me. And some sandpaper, a 120 DA disc. So I think we can put the disc on here, give this a spin about a minute, and already that quick we're looking good. Let's get a bit of WD on there. There we go. So here we go, we're milling, we're milling, we're milling, here we are. Well, let's get our dirty rag. There we go. There we have a nice milled cylinder. I think we need to do the same on the bottom, because that's where it mates up to the engine. This is mainly to get the rust off more than it is make sure that's true and level, because I don't think she'll be far out. That's good enough. So our little engine is actually coming back around quite nicely. Right. Oh yes, this head is flat, so I can put this on my marble block and give that a little machine as well. Bit more WD on there. There we go. This will hopefully bring that all back around. So we're going round here in a circle pattern. There we go, that's also milled up as well. So we have a lovely milled cylinder head. Oh, you do love my little ways, don't you? Right, let me get rid of a bit of marble. Thank you, John. First time I've used it, but it's certainly come in handy. Right. That's pretty good actually, isn't it? I think we can be cleaning all this cylinder up, clean all these fins out. I'll do that offline because that's going to be very, very boring. I'm sure you don't want to see all this cleaned up. We do want to make sure this decompressor works, because we might well need that. What I'm doing is, I'll put some WD down the hole where the decompressor is to see if that's watertight. Or is it going to drip out? No, that's dripping off. Or is that just coming? No, that hole is emptying. Right. Ah! She's coming. Oh yeah, she's coming a treat, guys. Yes. Decompressor is working. Yeah. Alright. Ah. Now I've worked it, you can see that hole is staying full now. And when I push the spring in, there you go, that's gone. So that is watertight. Which really, that's all it's got to be. It's watertight and it's extremely free now. Excellent. This little thing is coming much better. Let me give these cylinders a clean up offline. Then we'll be back. Alright, here's our cylinder, guys. We have give her a little clean. I think we need to just give her a little blow up now. Give her a blow up. There we are, guys. Right, there we go. I think we've cleaned this old girl up nicely. Let's make sure we've got any crap out of there. There we are. That cylinder is actually cleaned up half decent. You know, I reckon a little coat of matte black on there. Or do we just oily rag and leave it? There you go. Right, I will clean the head up offline as well, because you guys don't want to see all that. But I think we're going to call this video a day now. How long are we? Yeah, I think we're over half an hour. Any more and you guys will start getting impatient. I want to just see quickly. I want to see if we've actually got the nuts what fit on that manifold. There are loads of little nuts and bolts in here, I'm hoping. Oh yeah. Well, I'm hoping these are going to be the ones. That one didn't seem to go on there very well. Could be because they're all manky and rusty. Oh no, that's the one. Alright, them two are going on. Have we got, I assume there's meant to be small bolts or even screws what go in there. Have we got anything like that? Because that'll be what holds on. That'll be what hold on the manifold, guys. There's a manifold there for the carb. So that manifold goes on there. So I'm assuming they'll either be very short. That's not a through hole, that one. This one is, but that one ain't. So we mustn't ever. They're going to be quite small. I'm guessing they'd probably be a screw. Ah. Could this possibly be a flathead screw? Look. Could this possibly be one what goes in there? It is, look. Have we got two of them? Oh, I believe we have. Look at that. I think these are the screws what hold this manifold on. Phew. I don't know whether they are though. This one is. This one, not so sure about. And I don't want to crank it in and damage the threads. Ah! There's another one here. So we've got a pair of them. Alright, so I reckon this pair here, no, that's nuts and bolts that side to hold the inlet manifold on, isn't it? But we've got a pair of screws there. There's some little bolts. Aha! Could that be? That's actually a little stud, I think. That is, look. This is a little stud. And I think that one's it. I don't think this screw is it. So is there another tiny stud in there? I don't know. I think I've just found another stud for something. Is there a little tiny stud in here, guys? I'm going to pick out all the nuts and bolts, because there's also a lot of rubbish in here that I don't think has got anything to do with the engine. So I'm just going to pick out all the nuts and bolts to make sure we're not missing nothing. Loads of little nuts here. Loads of nuts, loads of washers, spring washers. There we are, guys. There's another bolt here. A little union, whether that's anything to do with this motor. A little square spacer. See, I don't know what goes with this and what don't, because there isn't just them studs and bolts in there. There's also taps, dies. That little one, I don't think has anything to do with it. Right, apart from washers, that's it. So I think there's meant to be another little stud come in here, which again is missing, which is a shame. Yeah, that is a shame, but we could get, if I can get screws, yeah, if I can get screws, they will fit in there, look. You've got room both sides to actually get them in and do them up, so that isn't the end of the world. If we don't put it together with studs, we can always use screws, or even small bolts. Fits through, doesn't it? Alright, yeah, I think we've got enough to be going with here. I think apart from a few nuts and bolts, this little thing is complete. Right, let me do away with that old container. And I'm going to get a new container and put all the nuts and bolts in. Just so we know we've got everything which is nut and bolt related in one box. There we are. Right, I think, yes guys, I think we are going to call it here now. I would like to just see, now our piston's cooled down, to see if that fits. It does, look. There you go. Right, that's perfect. Seems like in the next video we can perhaps build this thing back up and see if some miracle, see if that'll actually generate a spark. And if it does, we're all good. Then we can get on with the carburetor, get that stripped, cleaned, and you know, this thing just might run. Piece of crankcase there. Right, see you next time, guys. Thank you very much for watching, like and subscribe. Yes, there is our little French, I believe it is, moped engine. Somebody did comment months ago what make and model of engine this is, and I can't remember what you said. If you're watching, which I'm sure you will be, let me know what make and model this engine is. Somebody did tell me. Thanks very much, guys. Bye bye for now. Little French moped engine.